it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, the one place where we try to help you help other people to take your idea, the right opportunity, and some sound wisdom to turn them into real things like products and businesses. Now, today I want to talk to you about how to be intentionally successful. And you might say that, Don, what do you mean by that? What do you mean intentionally? Of course I'm intentional. Well, actually I see two types of inventors and entrepreneurs out there. I'll see some that are out there that are really what I would just call kind of playing at it. They're saying, they kind of have that attitude of, oh, well, isn't this kind of interesting? Well, this is kind of fun to do. Those are usually not the ones that end up making it. Those are the ones that either they don't finish something, or they just wander off, or they go off to something else, and they're never successful with anything. And they're just playing at it. They're not serious about it. Now, I've got a whole other video about Are You Serious? And that talks about that. Then there's these other ones. These ones are serious. They're intentional on making what they have, their product, their business. They're intentional. They are focused on changing their life, changing their career, changing their legacy, changing their family's future. Why? Because they're serious and they're intentional about it. You don't just do this. This just doesn't fall out of the sky. You have to do it on purpose. So how do you make that difference? Well, there's some things that you can do, some hands-on things that you can be intentional with that can really make the difference for you, and here they are. Number one, have a plan. If you don't know this saying by now, you've heard me say it. If you know the words, sing along. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You have to have a plan in place. The difference between a dream and a goal is a plan. You got to have a plan to carry it out. Otherwise, you're just not going to get there. Now, have this plan to be a real plan. In other words, you're picking up paper, you're picking up pen, and you're actually writing this stuff down. And you have measurable goals that are in that plan. Things, metrics, things that you can say, okay, I did this or I didn't do this. Nothing's abstract. Nothing is nebulous of, yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about it. That's that, oh, isn't this interesting kind of person. So you don't want to be that. Be intentional, having measurable goals that you write down. Maybe it's writing your first 500 words about your idea. Maybe it's doing a search. Maybe it's preparing to get ready to file your provisional patent application. Maybe it's building a Frankentype. We've talked about the Frankentypes and the demo types just in another video. Maybe it's moving on and building your demo type. You put these stakes in the ground. Maybe it's getting out and getting quotes, calling manufacturers, calling third-party logistics people, figuring out how you can get it manufactured, how you can get it packaged, how can you scale it, how can you make 5, how can you make 500, how can you make 50,000. So you've got to figure out, you've got to spend those hours saying, okay, I'm going to spend these hours and days not only figuring those things out, but also figuring out about the marketplace, getting out there and talking to the right people, spending those hours, spending those days, talking to people that are potential customers, test marketing, getting the feel from the marketplace. All these are measurable goals. And even the ones that might even sound a little more nebulous, well, those are the ones that you want to write down. You want to say, okay, I'm going to spend X number of hours on this week. We teach our inventors, we tell them, we say, you make an appointment with your invention, you make an appointment with your startup, you make a promise to yourself on purpose and on paper. You say, all right, on Wednesday at 6 o'clock, I am putting down the remote, I'm getting up off the couch, and I am working on my invention, I am working on my startup, I am working on my business. And when you start to do that, you're going to experience just a completely different attitude in yourself, but also you're going to start to see a difference in what's happening around you. It's amazing. It's utterly amazing when you start to become intentional and you start taking those real physical tasks to become intentional. That takes discipline. I won't sugarcoat that. It does take discipline, but don't be afraid of that. It starts with small habits. You start changing just a little bit here and a little bit there. But you start these small habits and they will end up paying you big dividends. Again, you're going to experience an amazing difference if you do this. And another thing, hang around successful inventors and entrepreneurs. Don't hang around people that's never done it, that think they can tell you how it's done, or tell you how it can't be done. That's the worst ones I'll see sometimes. Nah, the little man can't get ahead. I don't believe that. I've seen that to be not true in 1,000 different ways from 1,000 different people. But hang around successful people. Hang around good and successful inventors, successful entrepreneurs. Get on the IGA website, inventleader.org, and find your local group. If you're in Kentucky, we're kyinventors.org. If you can't find one that's near you, go to kyinventors.org and join us on our online meetings. You can join those from anywhere. But become involved and become engaged and get with other inventors, because they're going to keep you motivated and they're going to keep you accountable. And that's very important. That's really going to help you. And lastly, you have to decide to be intentional. No one is going to do this for you. No one is going to make you successful but you. You're the only one that can do this. But if you, and if you fail, you have to decide, if I fail, I'm not going to throw my hands up. I'm going to get back up, I'm going to dust myself off, and I'm going to get back in the ring, and I'm going to do this. And I know you can, because I've done it, I've seen other people do it, and I know you can do it too. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Be sure and like and subscribe. Help us to build a tribe. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, or maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.